Now, Jacob Zuma is a president under pressure. He's led South Africa for 7 years, and the economy, which used to be Africa's biggest, is now third behind Nigeria and Egypt. 1 in 4 people are out of work, and now people are voting in municipal elections. Will they punish the president and his ANC party, which has governed ever since the end of apartheid? Andre-Pierre du Plessis reports.
This is Africa's most developed country. For years, it's been an economic engine that led to its inclusion into the G20, the world's 20 major economies, and a group called BRICS, 5 of the emerging world's fastest growing nations. But like some countries in that group, South Africa's economy has now ground to a halt, and many believe it's because of President Jacob Zuma. Since Zuma took office in 2009, the country's GDP has slowed significantly, and the local currency, the rand, fell to record lows, losing 26% of its value in 2015. The central bank says Africa's most industrialized country will grow by 0% this year. But Zuma blames it on the global slowdown in commodity prices. Mining companies have either halted their operations in South Africa or heavily cut production. But many say the reason for this is Zuma's mismanagement of the country's power utility. Because of delayed upgrades to aging power stations, South Africa was crippled by rolling blackouts last year, and mining giants lost millions as production couldn't continue without uninterrupted electricity supply.
So help me God.
And when Zuma fired his finance minister in December, with no forewarning to financial markets, and replaced him with someone unknown to economic actors, the currency plunged to its lowest level yet. But it's not just his management of institutions and his cabinet that worry global investors. He's been accused of using roughly $2 million in public funds to make upgrades to his private home. With investor confidence in the ruling party to provide economic leadership eroded, many will look to these elections to see if Zuma has any loyalty left at the grassroots. Andre-Pierre du Plessis, TRT World.
Koenraad Boezetenhout is Managing Director at FTI Consulting in South Africa. He joins me now from Johannesburg, one of the key battlegrounds for the ruling party. Koenraad, can you tell me, do you think Jacob Zuma has done a bad job, or is it, as he says, a product of circumstances?
Well, I think there's a widespread concern and intensifying concern about the president's personal agenda and the impact that that has on his ability to execute the duties of his office. That concern has started to burgeon inside the ANC as well. The bulwark of the president against the forces that are opposing him at the moment is the National Executive Council. We suspect that if there's a negative result for the ANC in the local government election, that the grassroots, the unhappiness at the grassroots level of the ANC will feed up to the National Executive Council, and his defences in the National Executive Council will also start to deteriorate.
What do you make of Jacob Zuma's stewardship of the economy?
Well, as I said, there's widespread concern that the president's main priorities is not necessarily
what are his main priorities?
Economic policy. There's been significant concern about state capture that is happening to serve outside interests that are not presently in government. One particular family called the Gupta family has been isolated in this regard. It remains to be seen whether the president will be able to survive it.
Koenraad, the only major city in South Africa that the ANC doesn't control is Cape Town, and Cape Town is the one with the best reputation for managing public services and so on. How has the ANC held on to power elsewhere in the country?
Well, the ANC, remember, this is not a presidential system, this is a parliamentary system. So much like in the UK, people vote for a party and not necessarily for the president. Of course, there will be impact on the ANC support, but a lot of people of the new middle class, people who were previously disadvantaged before 1994, under the apartheid system, in other words, black people, see the ANC to have delivered democracy and also to have helped them to be financially empowered, to get access to opportunities, which of course weigh heavily in making these election decisions.
Koenraad Bezuidenhout, thank you very much for joining us on Money Talks.